I'm gonna miss this drum. So here we go, part two. We're gonna put some heads on. First we gotta cut heads out. Good Doc. Doc is blind, so I say move and he doesn't know where he wants to go. He wasn't always blind. This only happened about months. Probably about 6 months ago. He started going blind. He's about 80% gone. You can still see like shadows and stuff, but yeah, the woes of having kids, even if they're canine kids. Okay, that just did. Got a little hole there, we'll have to avoid that. We should be alright though. Alright, oh shoot, I gotta go find a marker. I'll be right back. Alright, I got a marker. Now I'm going to mark about, 2.5, maybe 3 inches outside of the drum here, all the way around. There we go. I'm going to have a fun time getting strapping made for this if the other pin's this small too. When I built the Chiefs drum, I was using American cattle hides that came off a 2,000-pound cattle. So I had lots of extra and I was able to cut the stripping I needed to do the lacing on it. This might be a little more difficult. But let's get the other one out and find out what we got. Or we could just get this one cut first. Let's do that. I have found on these thicker hides that it's just easier to go ahead and cut it with a saw. Let's see if you can hold the hide still to get into it. I think you're going to have to use a finer blade. That's just grabbing too much. Well, I couldn't find another finer tooth blade for my jigsaw, so I'm going to try this. I've never tried one of these on this. I got this tool after I'd stopped building drums. Actually works pretty good. There we go. One head. Now we get this other one opened up. And 2 heads. Gets to my back being down there like that. Okay, so my next stage is going to be cutting little holes around this thing, and to do that, I did the math, doing the whole pi times diameter, getting my circumference, and then divided it by, I think 37 is what I went for, because there's 36 sides, but I'm going to double lace this, so it means it's going to go around, skip every other hole on each skin, and when it comes back around, it'll end up one hole past, and then it goes around it again, which is the way that I did the Chiefs drum. And since this is supposed to be as like it as it can be for its size, I'm going to do it that way again. So I got my little block here that is the length of the sides at 40 inches is what it worked out to, and I'm just going to put little X's. This is 1 inch wide, so it holds me an inch from the edge. Of course, I got to have the skin down a little. I think it worked out to like 3 9/16 long or something like that. Now we're there. Okay. Let me get a block of wood to put under this thing and we'll start drilling some holes. It's actually one of the leftover staves that I rejected because it was broke. And here we go. So now, look at this side. Got a hole about every 3 to 3.5 inches. All the way around it. 37 of them. Now I gotta do the other one. So now that we've got the heads cut out and drilled for the strapping to go onto them, we have to make the strapping. And that I'm going to do with the bandsaw. I got several pieces off of the skins leftovers like this. I've already smoothed the outside of this one. The others are still rough, but I'll get to those as I go. Anyway, so I'm going to pick a spot and start. And now what I'm going to do is cut around this at about a 1/2 inch wide and just keep going until I run out. And then when you soak that, it becomes this long strip that you can tie the two heads together with. And there you go. That's one piece, probably about 30 feet. And now I get to do that 4 more times. Back in a minute. Okay, so I got a 5-gallon bucket of water here and a 50-gallon drum that's filling up. It's not full yet, but the bucket is for the strapping, and then this will be the skins. And all I gotta do is stuff them down in here, and then I'll set that brick right there on top of them. And tomorrow morning I will have nice soft leather. But yeah, it's going to have to sit overnight. There's no way this is going to get soft enough in a single afternoon. I don't even know what time it is right now. 2 o'clock, okay. So yeah, by 8 or so in the morning we should be good. Here we go. That gets those into soak. Once I got this filled up, I'll get the skins out here and we'll plop those in and go from there. Okay, it's still filling, but I'm going to go ahead and put these in here. These are not going to fit all the way in, and then I'll have to come out here multiple times throughout the day and shove them down in and shove them down in until they do, because as they soften at the bottom side, they'll shrink down in there. Yeah, not even close, huh? Okay, so the skins are nice and soaked, and I'm about to bring one in. We're going to stick it up on here. I have a friend named Hunter that is here to help me, and we're going to get the heads on it. So get ready, here we go. So there's the first skin. Set it up on our little makeshift table. I tell you what, guys, they stink when they're wet. Oh. That looks pretty close. Let me grab the other skin. And the second skin. Now the fun part, as you can see, is going to be getting the top one to stay on while the bottom one, yeah. So we need twine. And here's twine. So we're not actually tying the drum skins on with the twine. For that we use the leather strapping that we soaked. But to get it started, this is just kind of an easier way to do it. That should do us right there. If I can get the darn thing tied. Okay, so I'm going to do that probably every 4th or 5th hole, all the way around it, and then we'll come back after that. Alright, let's get this puppy started here. First thing we're going to do is tie this off with a square knot, like so. Then we take the other end of it, and looks like we want to go to this one. I'm going to have 1.5 miles of strapping here, but that's okay. After all, we got to go around the drum twice. And this one piece may not do it, I've got more in a bucket down here at my feet, so not a big deal. I always hated it that I started my YouTube channel well after I had built the big drum for the Chiefs. So this kind of actually has helped me feel a little bit better about that. Because I didn't start my channel until 2015, 16, somewhere in there. And built the drum in 2012. Well before the channel. Also almost to the end of the first strap. I didn't like that. So here's how we take care of that. Oh, that means I'm gonna have to. Great. I can't actually tie this off until I go around and tighten everything up, so. Start again right there. Take it as far as it'll go. So here, as I explained before, is why we have an odd number of holes on this thing. As you can see, as I came up right next to this one, I hit this one, and now I'm moving to the ones in between. So this is what they call a double-strapped drum. Or that's what I call it. I assume that's what it's called. Seems to make sense. It is how I did the Chiefs drum, so it seems appropriate to do it on a replica. Okay. Now I'm going to go back here to my original knot. Pull that down. This up. And we're just going to start doing it all the way around the drum so we get it nice and tight. And when this stuff dries and shrinks, it'll pull these heads super tight. I don't actually need these on here anymore. And I'm also going to end up with a whole bunch more cordage. In fact, I mean, I needed to put that little piece on just like I did just now. But we'll see. You're good. Okay, so now we're starting with a new strap. So same thing goes, we just go into the same hole that this one's tied off on. I don't like the end of that. It's kind of thin there at the end, so. Don't lay your knife on top of your drum. Not a good idea. We're going to square knot this guy here. Try to avoid tying two strips of this together out in the middle, because as you start going around it to tighten it, that knot will end up hitting a hole and then you can't pull it through and it's a big pain in the butt. So we don't do that. What we do, however, is try to keep your end where it's not coming out from underneath the pile. That's a good way to tangle stuff up. All right, and away we go. Okay, so now we start with this one. This one here. So we're going to just head on around. Ah!
Oh, it snapped?
No, it ripped the
Oh.
hole out.
Well.
Okay. Here's one of those problem-solving ones that you guys will find fun. the skin ripped out and this fell out. So now I'm going to have to punch 2 holes and make a little ring, stick in there, and then go through the ring with this because I'll have to tie that up there and then tighten it. Kind of a pain in the butt, but you know, things happen. So first is to got holes cut. There we go. 2 little holes. Piece of strapping. One side, out the other. Bring this up. And then tie that off real good. Cut some of that excess off of there. And voila! I should be able to pull this back up. And it should not rip the damn head again. Not afraid of that happening on this head because it's a lot thicker than this one, but caught me a little off guard. Okay. And there we are. Now it's just got to dry for like forever. It takes, for skins this thick, it will probably take about a week for it to dry. But see how that's like fairly floppy right there? As this thing dries, that'll just tighten right up. These will shrink, pulling these down. These will shrink, pulling back on each other. It'll tighten out. Same thing happened with Chief's drum. See how that bottom skin looks? That's pretty. Now I just gotta shave it. That's gonna be fun. What do I want to do with the beer? I'm gonna miss this drum. Well,
How
hope
fresh
y'all
is this?
enjoyed that. Have a good one.
Like how fresh?